this evening. Um, it makes me really question whether we should ever do these early slate previews at all. But we did it, and now there's literally, I think, 13 people, 13 bits of injury news I'm waiting on. I think that's it. Aside from that, I think we're good to go. So we're just going to sit here and wait on it. But we have a special guest that's going to be coming in a minute. So we'll take like 5-10 minutes and make an announcement and talk to him. But the NBA is definitely a little bit ridiculous, to say the least. So we're just all waiting on what? Beal, Butler, Bam, Trey, Bogdan, Hunter, Caruso, Anderson, Murray, Gordon, Brown, and Sabonis, and LeBron James. Aside from that, we're good. Aside from that, we are legit good. Yeah. Beal is out. Oh, there you go. There's one thing. So now we're waiting on just Butler, Bam, Trey, Bogdan, Hunter, Caruso, Anderson. Oh, so Bam is in. There you go. Butler is in. So now we're just waiting on Trey, Bogdan, Hunter, Caruso, Anderson, Murray, Gordon, Brown, and Sabonis, and LeBron. All right, we're getting there. Getting really, really close. We're almost ready to build lineups. Javonte Green also isn't inconsequential either. Yeah, no, this is an easy night. I don't know what everybody's problem is. This is easy money. It's all clarity, no news, and there's Bobby. Oh, there he is. There's Bobby. And we're gonna wait for one other maybe special. We can figure out the technology. I put that at about 30%.
What's that?
So Bobby, which is pretty good. Like we now, I'm only waiting on Trey, Bogdan, Hunter, Caruso, Anderson, Murray, Gordon, Brown, and Sabonis, and LeBron. Everybody else, I think I'm kind of in good shape with.
Hunter's out first.
Awesome.
There's one.
All right. There you
go. I'm just going to give it a heads up. I'm going to get out of here at 6:30 exactly because I have not touched. I haven't even built a lineup for FanDuel.
Why bother?
What?
Why bother building anything?
I'm already in. I can't cancel it. They're sold out.
No. Why bother build? You know what I mean? Listen, I built something to put. Oh
no, fair enough. Yeah, it's a real good question. Yeah. But I'm going to need to whittle down my DraftKings lineup because I've got 40 some odd lineups over there. So I'm playing a few in the 888 today because it's a big one. So
excuse me, I have like 0.02759% of that, I believe, or something.
I love it. Let's go.
I got the 24.24 hashtag 24.24. Let's go.
Can't lose. No, I guess, Sheets, do you mind if I real quickly run through? Because look, we're waiting on the LeBron thing is a big piece of information. Obviously.
Take your time. There's literally nothing I can do yet anyway. So
there's nothing we can do. So here's what I've got as current priorities, as if that matters. At one of the Connaughton, Carter, Allen, or Portis, I'd have no problem if you want to play 2. Giannis priority spend up. TJ Warren or Royce O'Neal. Kyrie or KD as another spend up. Duran and or Stewart. Ivy, Bogdanovich, or Hayes. I prefer Ivy. I think I prefer Hayes the best. Burks or Bay. These are from the early games. Again, I don't know how much I'm going to matter. I'm hoping we get information soon because I don't want to. Everybody on Detroit is popping off and looks like a great play, which just can't be good because it's only going to be a few when they get there. Anthony Edwards, I love. Collins or Okongwu, same thing as last night. Okongwu got in foul trouble. Collins played the 5. Same thing could happen tonight. But also I think that Okongwu at low ownership is kind of appealing after everyone was on him last night. Conley or Clarkson, Poole and or Draymond, and Kuminga. That's sort of the priority list of what I've got today with a little bit of Cole Anthony and Moses Moody as possibilities. Biggest question marks are the Lakers and Atlanta situation. I also think that I wouldn't rule out that the Nuggets or Kings sitting someone tonight, and no one's talked about that because we've just seen these late things happen every day. Last night was Kelly Oubre. It didn't really matter, but it will matter in that game. They're playing the same game back-to-back nights. It's kind of funny. And of course, the under hit big time yesterday, which means, of course, the over is going to hit big time tonight. The stacks that I like tonight are the Nuggets, Kings, Jazz and Warriors, Atlanta and Brooklyn, Milwaukee and Chicago. Really, just a one run back Chicago to the fact that we're going to have to play so many Milwaukee guys for value at the moment. Of course, that is all to say that we probably won't know what to do until right about when I have to get out of here. So I wanted to run through my list of what I consider to be priorities on this slate. As of right now, go ahead, Cheats.
Yeah, I have no priorities at all. I mean, I'm
this is the most nothing you can do slate, right?
Yeah.
The Dwayne Washington was completely freakish on the reverse blowout, but I have no problem if you want to make that really weird play again. Like, is he going to? I mean, the fact that he took 21 shots in 24 minutes, I would venture to guess that will never happen again for him.
Who are you talking about?
Dwayne Washington.
Oh, F him.
Yeah, it's a like he got the blowout run.
I want to play Rui Hachimura. That's who I want to play.
Why do you want to play Hachimura?
I don't know. I just like to say Hachimura.
I think Hachimura is going to be like on back-to-backs that, he did play 26 minutes the last time. So, okay. I have no interest in anyone really in that game in general. Maybe Lawndale would be my only guy I would really be looking
Lawndale?
at. Or Ayton. Lawndale started last night. I don't think they're going to start.
I'm still on the Washington game. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying because he mentioned the Dwayne Washington thing.
I'll play a Kogi.
Yeah, I just can't get to any of those guys for value when we have so much stuff later in the day that could open up and we may not know yet. So as of right now, nothing. If they go double big with Gafford again, either Gafford or Lawndale, fine, but nothing special. That's what I've got. I do think it's kind of funny how much Dwayne Washington was played last night, and the fact that as of right now is no one's going to play him. It's just kind of funny. So it is chasing and it is very thin, but like when no one's going to do it, maybe it's worth throwing it into a lineup. I'm just not personally doing it. Yeah. I think Jamal Murray is a legit questionable. So I think that is, but the thing is, we got to remember this. Bones Highland has gotten there like a million times in general, basically never when Jamal Murray gets announced out. Basically never happens. He doesn't start, first of all. Everybody thinks he's going to start every time. He never starts. Could it happen tonight? Sure. I don't think so, but it's possible. But I don't know that you're reserving spots for Bones. I think you're reserving spots for Bruce Brown, or Michael Porter Jr. or Jokic if Jamal Murray's out in a great matchup. So that Bones is definitely in play. Don't get me wrong. I'll play some Bones if we get the Jamal Murray's out and I can find it to work. But I'm not reserving that spot yet. And if you do want to reserve that spot, what you do is you just put Jordan Clarkson in your lineup. I'm sorry, Mike Conley in your lineup and pivot over to Bones if you wish to do so. Pretty much simple as that.
Well, we were going to have Steve in here, but he's hopeless. He says he's trying to log in, but it won't give me access to the link that I sent him.
Why do we want Steve on this thing?
Well, I just wanted for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
there he is. I'm gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, so I just wanted to make an announcement to everybody that I put in the Discord as well. For those of you who didn't know, I mean, I've been putting out intermittent horse racing videos over the last year or two, and of course, the way it works is I've been running like 400 standard deviations above expectation for that, but I don't really have time to do it regularly. And quite honestly, I'm not even sure if there's any interest in general. But my partner Steve, who I've been doing horse racing with for 20 years plus, I've been threatening to have him come on here and do more regular horse racing content. He actually reached out to me yesterday and said he'd be willing to try it. So going forward, we're gonna hopefully be putting out some regular horse racing videos where he goes over whatever track he's kind of looking at for the day. He'll give out, I don't know, the content will develop as he gets, more comfortable with it, and whatever he feels like doing. Maybe he'll do head-to-head stuff, maybe whatever. And for now, it's going to be free. But the idea is that you guys will like it so much and make so much money that won't be able to give it to you for free anymore. That's kind of the business model. So Steve, you want to give like a quick summary of what you might be doing once you figure it out?
Yeah, just what you said. I'm going to go over the cards every day. Not sure which ones I'll get, but probably Gulfstream, maybe Aqueduct, maybe the California tracks. And I will just go over all 9 races and how to play them. If there's something to bet to win or exotics, or have an eye for like the pick 6, I might say this race is a wheel, there's no value. So I'll say something about every race, and you can, if you bet on horses, you can tie it into your own bets however you want, and hopefully you'll get a little bit out of there that'll make you some money. And like Eric says, one day maybe you'll share some with us.
Yeah, so I'll give you this one bit of disclaimer, which I will say before all my horse racing videos. Listen, if you want to just add something to your kind of DGen portfolio and you never bet horses, it's definitely the best advice you'll get on betting horses. And if you bet horses anyway, I promise you that what Steve will give you will be better than what you're doing. That's the only thing I can promise you. And the other thing I promise you is that what he will give you will be plus EV, and you will make money within like 800 years. That's the one thing that I can promise you.
At some point, you'll make money.
Yeah, if you live long enough, you'll make money. I promise.
I don't give out favorites. It's going to be mostly,
mostly underdogs. So we're going to kick you out, Steve, but we'll do more of these. But this is like a particularly ridiculous slate in the NBA, so we have to get back to it. But
okay.
Steve, watch the Discord, watch the Twitter, watch the YouTube. He'll be putting stuff out as he sees fit, and that will do it. All right.
Hopefully, we'll start tomorrow. Thanks, Eric.
See you later, Steve. Okay, so we have LeBron is in. We have all gems interested in horse racing. That's good.
I like LeBron for what it's worth, a little bit.
Well, why not?
Because I like him. LeBron is, honestly, legacy, narrative-driven player, all these things. Going to Miami, I just can't resist it.
He used to play in Miami at some point, right? I don't remember. It's been so long.
Paolo did not cross my radar tonight, so I would say Kyrie is the answer to that question.
Well, the only reason that Paolo, I was looking at that, is just if you wanted a run back, right?
Yeah, I think he's fine. He's totally a fine play. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to prioritize him, but it's completely fine, especially as a run back. Like you said, perfect way of putting it, I would say.
So who are we waiting on now? Now we're just waiting for Trey, Bogdan, Caruso, Kyle Anderson. I guess Jamal Murray we're considering doubtful. Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Sabonis, and not LeBron anymore. All right, we're getting there.
Yeah, that was that LeBron piece of news was pretty big.
Now we can actually start the slate at least, right?
Yeah, and it would have put the Lakers in a really weird spot where you're playing a bunch of guys that it feels a little thin. Look, I will take the victory lap a little bit on my Westbrook call last night, but because of how much crap I was getting, and it felt like a near lock to me, and you could tell pretty much right away if you were watching the game that it was pretty much there was no way he wasn't getting there after the first 2 minutes. But I don't like playing point guards in these matchups against the Heat. I will probably throw Westbrook into something, but it won't be a high buy-in. I just want to throw that out there. And as Rody says, it's hit that like button. So we're starting to make a little bit more sense of this slate. Again, I'm going to be out here at exactly 6:30 Eastern because I need to actually get some form of even shell lineups in there.
What do you think of Javon Carter?
So that's what you're deciding between is Javon Carter, Grayson Allen, or Connaughton. A little bit higher on Connaughton than I am on Carter, but I am totally fine with Carter.
All right.
Let's see. I'm just taking a look. Nothing.
Still waiting for some Phoenix, right?
We could use a Phoenix starting lineup. I'm curious if they do start Londale.
Yes, Nick. If Trey sits, then DeJounte is obviously going to pop as a really strong play.
But Trey sits DeJounte and Bogdanovich, who are already in play anyway.
But Bogdanovich might not play also.
Yeah, unless Bogdanovich doesn't play, then I don't like him.
I like him even more if he doesn't play.
If they both don't play, you kind of just have to go with that game. The problem is, how the hell do you decide who else to go with outside of DeJounte and Collins? Because you're going to get a lot of Holiday minutes in there if those guys are out. And I don't really love playing the cheap Holidays because you're counting on them just hitting threes. Maybe AJ Griffin would look like a play if those guys are out, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting because that game becomes kind of an interesting stack and pray situation. And based on the point total, Brooklyn is on fire right now. So maybe it's just a fair total. It is weird to see the Hawks as 7-point underdogs at home. which makes me think at least one of those guys is at least Vegas is betting on them sitting. But I mean, look, the Nets have been the best team in the NBA. They're right now, like, certainly trending toward they're everyone's darling, which is bizarre because they were everyone's most hated team. Yeah, I do like Jalen Duran. I mentioned him at the top, and I think playing one of Duran or Stewart, but I think you could play them together if you want to. I just like the idea of playing at least one of them.
Dude, we're feeling it because that's exactly my next question was going to be would you consider playing the two of them together?
Yeah, Osvaldo Moreno, right on the same page as you. Then
let's go.
Yeah. What's up to MJ? Good to see you, man. And I thought we did a nice job adjusting on the fly and trying to, stay locked in chat last night. And, we got the pivots right. We just didn't have the Luka, you know what I mean? And it's true what you said. It on slates like last night, it is an interesting thing about lineup construction that, like you said, half of the top lineups, and Luka was only 4.5% owned, but still there were people with Luka lineups that didn't finish as high as some of the non-Luka lineups, which seems like it'd be impossible for a guy scoring 111 fantasy points, but it is possible. I actually, there was a guy who I saw who didn't win the tournament who had the Luka, Washington, and Embiid. I don't remember who else they had in the lineup, but I was like, wow, you got like, what did they get out of those guys? 240 or whatever from three guys, one of a minimum cost. It's really, really crazy not to win when that happens. And low owned on the Luka and Embiid side of it.
Okay, so what we can do is at least look at the schedule. In other words, I want to see what game starts when. All right, so we have Phoenix, Washington. That starts at 7:00. You have Orlando, Detroit starts at 7:00. So those two are the first ones. We're not, well, you know what? We are waiting because I would like you said, I'd like a starting lineup out of Phoenix. Hey, what's up, Joanne? So we are not even equipped to get the slate started yet.
Well, I think that we can say for Detroit that like all of these guys project well. I don't think you should be playing unless you're bringing it back more than two of them, just because of the potential value. Now, if we hear other news and everybody's in for Atlanta before 7, then I'm okay if you want to play 3 of them. But I just think it's just a buyer. Just beware, like a little bit. Like they have a lot of bodies. Kevin Knox is going to play minutes. So is Hamidou Diallo. There's a potential that Corey Joseph plays minutes. We never know with him. But like while Burks and Sadiq Bey and all these guys look projection wise really good, they're not all going to get there. And if I'm prioritizing, it's Duran, Stewart, Killian Hayes in that order, followed by Bey, then Burks, then Ivy, then Bogdanovich.
For what it's worth, I think that trade plays. That's my instinct. But
I would think the same against Brooklyn here.
Yeah.
Especially if Bogdanovich is out. So I kind of agree with your instinct on that one.
I really hope he plays. I can't deal with trying to figure out what to do if he doesn't play.
I actually think it's I think it makes the slate kind of fun if he doesn't,
Yeah, I don't really want to have fun. So Aaron Holiday, I mean, that's what we got to play? I mean, like,
No. You play DeJounte, you play
DeJounte, that's right. That does make it easy. Yeah. And it saves me from playing probably too much Kyrie, which I probably wanted to do.
I like Kyrie.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Who do you like more, Kyrie or Poole?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, the correct answer is probably Poole, but I do like Kyrie and I like that game stack. Whether Trey plays or not, I'll find with. I think DeJounte's in play either way, especially if Bogdanovich is out.
Steven Senjo is questionable.
Yeah. DiVincenzo, just for everybody's record, he's always going to project at numbers that he almost never, ever hits. I mean, last night, like, he didn't score a regular real-life point in the game. Just don't anyway, but that's sort of a way away from the point.
What do you think's going to happen? Again, it's stupid to even speculate, but for funsies, what do you think's going to happen in Sacramento tonight with the center position?
It's going to be Sabonis.
Oh, you think he's going to play?
Oh yeah, I would almost bet my life. Like, I mean, he didn't play last night because it's a back-to-back.
No, he broke his thumb.
I know, but yeah, no, I'm not saying he's totally fine. I'm not okay. I don't want to guarantee it, but if I had to guess, my guess is that he plays.
Okay, well that makes it.
And if he doesn't, as we know, that like as I said last night, I thought Trey Lyles was the best play if he doesn't play, and we went through that in Discord. And Trey Lyles was the only guy to get there. Rashawn Holmes came closer to getting there than Alex Len, and Trey Lyles, put up 25 fantasy points, nothing special.
The problem with Porzingis, TBJ, is just that I think they're just priced fairly. I don't think that they're already priced sort of for Beal being out still. I don't think that Porzingis is particularly cheap, even with Beal out. That's why I'm really not getting too much of the Washingtons, even with Beal out. The only one I'd be interested in is Rui, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right.
What do we got? We got news? We got something?
No, I just was trying to figure out like what just happened? Whoops. Somebody sent me a New Year message and fireworks started going off on my computer. It's a bad matchup for the Wizards. Porzingis is a guy who historically has been just terrible on back-to-backs or just doesn't play. He did have a good back-to-back game against the Lakers, but
wait. Caruso is out?
He's actually had some good back-to-backs this year. Is Caruso officially out? Let's see.
I don't know.
Because then we go back. Let's take a look at that. Then you play do you take a chance with Kobe White or Desonmu? Little edge for me to Desonmu, but Kobe White, the guy who can get there. The problem is it gets kind of mucked up with the Dragic being there as well. It's not like you're getting all the minutes from any of these guys necessarily. No. We saw the good and bad in Kobe White in the 2 times this has happened so far. He was terrible against the Knicks, and he was really good against Houston.
Yep.
So that's the Kobe White experience.
You like any of the spend ups over there on Chicago? I mean, the better players.
I think that's the run back you kind of are naturally wanting to play because of the thing. For my money, I always like DeRozan if I think the game's going to be a close game, and he's in good form. I think that he's, but I like all of them. I think Vooch certainly has a case tonight. I think that Levine, it's a good potential matchup if he gets hot. Like I think so. I would mix them up. I have Levine in one of my builds on FanDuel. I have DeRozan in one of my builds on DraftKings, and I have no problem if you want to play Vucevic.
Kind of an irrelevant thing to kill time. Between Levine, Vooch, and DeRozan, how many of them and which ones are still in Chicago after the trade deadline?
I think one.
Yeah, I think they're probably
maybe 2. I don't think there's a big market for Vooch.
Okay.
And they can't trade Levine until the 15th of January, so they could trade him after the deadline. But I think that would be he's probably the guy who I would bet on sticking there the most.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun if they announced like that Vooch is probably going to be traded, and then Drummond would be 80% owned starting.
Yeah, did you get the 80% Drummond thing?
Yeah.
That'll definitely happen.
Yeah.
Whenever that time comes.
Yeah.
Any McCollum or Zion interest? No.
Zion's fine. I mean, but
coming back, first game back at 10-1. If you're playing Zion, play LeBron.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would say. I mean, Zion just as much as I love Zion, by the way, I'm like Zion's biggest fan, but I mean, you have 10 straight games with him not getting a score that we would even accept.
Yeah.
Even before the injury, not to mention him coming a guy who they're definitely going to baby, as they should.
Trey is out.
Who is?
Trae Young.
Okay, well, there we go. DeJounte Murray is now, and if Bogdanovich plays, Bogdanovich as well.
Yep.
So Murray, ultimate priority. And he's got a bus path. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just going to play him.
I don't know if he's got a bus path. They all have bus pass, but yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah, this is as good a one as you're going to get at a high price, I think. I really like DeJounte, especially the game being at home. And I like, do they limit Collins on the back? I don't think so. So I'm sort of in on the Collins.
I think Murray's going to be relax. I think Murray's going to be out. Oh,
No,
DeJounte Murray. Sorry. Oh, I thought you meant Jamal Murray. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, DeJounte.
I think Murray's a better play than Poole.
Than Poole? Now he is.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to project a lot better.
Yeah. He's going to be higher owned too. I mean,
Yeah. And I think that playing those guys with Kyrie is certainly one build that I would consider. Like as your
yeah, I mean, Murray and Kyrie is a good one. That's it.
And you play the 8K guards, and I think that works out pretty well. Poole and the answer for Poole and Murray is Murray, but like play both of them. There's no problem.
All right, so we're waiting on a Phoenix lineup here.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's going to matter, except for that maybe you want to take some shots on Lawndale.
Orlando Robinson, a decent play. I would not play I don't know. I wouldn't play him with Bam in there.
No, he's a terrible play.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Well, I just want to say, like, it's the problem people make is they game log watch. When Bam Adebayo doesn't play, it's a big difference.
Right.
Yeah,
Trey. Yeah. Thank you, Zane. We just got that. Trey is out. Thank you for coming in with that.
Yeah, I don't. If you're considering Orlando Robinson, you got to look at the way you're building. You cannot look at game logs. Like it's just a really horrible mistake in basketball.
Well, Jimmy's sharp. I mean, maybe he just didn't know that Bam was in.
Bam was playing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Kuminga's a good play, Oswaldo.
Kuminga's a fine play. I don't think he's quite as good as the ownership is suggesting.
Yeah, no problem, Jimmy. I figured. I mean, I know my people. I figured you thought Bam was out. I get it.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I wasn't trying to criticize. I'm just trying to like make it like don't look at the game logs. Like I still want to. I always want to reinforce that. Do you have any NHL stuff you want to drop in real quick?
Yeah. I need a minute because I'll say this is I updated I did update the projections, and I'll do this actually right now. I'm just going to rebuild my lineups here. It's a tough slate because five-game slates are always really hard because you want to. I really like stacking, and in 5-game slates, you get a lot of builds that are not full stacks. And if you want to make them full stacks, you end up leaving like 3,000 on the table, so it's like a little annoying. This would be the ultimate Bobby slate. Like you play like 3x2s and stuff like that, and just hope you get the one-offs right. But I will say who I have. My top owned, it looks like my top owned stacks is going to be either Pittsburgh or Vegas. Those are the two top ones. Tampa kind of bothers me a little bit just because Hedman's so bad. So I might get less of them. But Pittsburgh and Vegas are going to be my top two. Still waiting on some goalie confirmations, but that's kind of my like there. But the at least the projections were updated. So that's really all I have to say about hockey is root for Pittsburgh and root for Vegas.
Okay. All right. We're on that one. 3 more minutes, guys. Pop in questions and thoughts and anything like, I don't know why it doesn't matter if teams are not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at the last Detroit games, basically every game, 3 guys get there. And last time it was an overtime game. I think 6 guys I think had major flames. And then 6 guys had flames last time they played. But that was an overtime game, so don't necessarily expect the same thing. One of the best matchups in basketball is to play Orlando, as I mentioned with the Lakers last night. But yeah, I wouldn't. I think it's really bad to just like you don't want to say like a team sucks, so like why are we playing them? Like
right.
People were, that's just not the way DFS works.
Nope.
Is Vooch a good play? Yeah, Vooch is in that mix for the run back in the Milwaukee. I slightly prefer DeMar. And as if I had to pick a bull, or Levine, but they're really close for me. I think Vooch is totally in play. He's had some big games against them in the past. Centers that can shoot threes tend to give them a little bit of trouble because Brook Lopez isn't exactly mobile, although he's a very good anchor defender. He's a drop defender, though. He's not going to stay out at the top, so you can pick and pop with him all day long. So if Vooch gets a little bit hot, this could be a big one for Vooch. So I'm fine with the Vooch play, too. The way I'm trying to do the Detroit thing is if I'm not running it back, I'm just trying to keep it down to 2 of them, maybe 3. I think there's just too much news we don't know about yet that could affect things.
I'm just not sure what I want to do about these early games quite yet. I'm waiting for Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much the last one.
Well, until the later games. I mean,
yeah.
Until Sabonis and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I don't think it's crazy, Eric. I don't think it's crazy to fade Detroit altogether at all. No. I'm not doing it, but I totally support it.
Well, part of the reason why it's not bad is you get to delay.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that Gobert is an extremely high variance play right now. Like my guess is they're going to let him play minutes and they're going to play Naz Reid with him.
I like Naz Reid.
I love him as a player. I don't know how to quite get to him.
I don't know if he's going to play 30 minutes again.
Yeah, especially in this matchup, you might be onto something a little bit, but that's only if Kyle Anderson's out.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's more news. I forgot about that.
You know, he's been going nuts with that since Kyle Anderson's been, which also hinges my Anthony Edwards play, who I do like. But Kyle Anderson runs enough of the offense when they run enough of the offense through him. I mean, his assist numbers are really good that I would probably jump off Edwards on this kind of a slate. So before I get out of here real quick, I'm just going to say priorities. The Nets Atlanta, especially the Atlanta side, obviously, DeJounte Murray, all that stuff. Giannis, my favorite, spend all the way up. LeBron, my other one. I also like Kyrie and KD just to get access to that whole game, which I think is still a really
Wait. We got Phoenix starters. Paul, Bridges, Craig, Landale, and Ayton.
So they did do the Landale thing again. So I think Landale's worth the flyer, but I don't think that you should – like he could put up 40, he could put up 6. I think that's everything's on the table in this game.
That means I don't have to play a Kogi or Damian Lee, right?
You definitely don't have to. You don't have to play anybody in that game, but you certainly could. You could make an argument for all these guys. I think I would lean a little bit.
Kyle Anderson is out.
Okay, that's a boost then for your man Naz Reid, and I like it. I like it for my guy Anthony Edwards.
So let me take a look again at the 7 p.m.
Okay, I'm going to jump out of here, guys. Good luck. I got to go get my lineups together a little bit. Appreciate the help, Jimmy. Guys, kick ass tonight. I'll be in Discord all night if anybody wants to chat.
Nice.
Good luck, Sheets.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting on this. I'm going to update the projections a little bit. I'm getting a little bit some of the models are kind of slow, which is a little annoying, but obviously you don't need to play Trae Young because he's out. So who am I waiting on? So we got to get a Phoenix update because Landale starting, he's going to project better than if he's not starting. So I have to wait a few minutes before that. Whatever. So wait, Lowry out? Is that the case? I didn't see that. Someone from somewhere else is saying, no, he's not. He's not out. Okay. Joker's always. I mean, these big spend ups are always low owned. They just are. It's just hard to get them in. I prefer, especially when you have Giannis is such a good play. Oh, he is out. Lowry is out. All right. So we have Lowry out. We just have to just sit and relax and chill and see what you think that means to the average man, so to speak. So with Lowry out, but Butler in and Bam in, who's going to start for Miami at the point guard? Are we going to get Oladipo? Or are we going to get Gabe Vincent? I mean, who are we going to get as a starter in that game? We're just going to have to wait and see. I still, for whatever reason, from this early game, want to play Rui Hachimura. I don't know why, but I just do. I mean, 21 minutes last game, but he had 27 the game before that. I think that of his last 5 games, I mean, 3 of them we like. I don't think people are going to play him. So we have to wait and see who's starting for Miami. Gabe Vincent at 3K or 3,100. That's not bad. Stace, I'm going to shut the door. Sorry about that. I'm getting some stray commentary from the other room here. Yeah, Hero makes a little bit of a better play, but he's 9,200. Relax. I just can't. I don't think that even with Lowry out, even if Butler was out too, I don't think he'd project well enough to make him a good play. Dwayne Washington, I'm not playing. I'm just gonna play those. If anything, I'll play Londale from that Phoenix game starting. Still waiting on some more news to come in. So wait, what am I waiting on? I'm just waiting for actually some projections to update. That's pretty much it right now. Let me see when anything's updated from the my models here. Let's see. Now again, just to go back to what I was waiting on. So we were waiting on Beal, got him, he's out. Butler, he's in. Bam, he's in. Trey, he's out. Bogdan, I don't have Bogdan because I don't even have starters. Hunter, out, right? Caruso, out. Anderson, out. Jamal Murray, I presume, out. Aaron Gordon, still don't know. Bruce Brown, still don't know. Sabonis, still don't know. And LeBron is in, right? That's the summary right now? Okay. Let's go back to my other Discord channel and see what any news. Gafford is in. If that means anything, probably not much. Let me see if any news coming out of Miami. They can't have any news until they know who's starting. I guess Strus is going to look like a good play. I imagine that Oladipo is going to start, but we will see. We know that Young is out. Poole is later, so we can worry about him later. The Denver is later. There's Bruce Brown out. This Murray out. I mean, these guys are got to be good plays for Denver. Sacramento, we don't know. So if we play like guys from Golden State and Denver and Sacramento, I think that's not a bad idea. Let me just see what these guys look like from Orlando, for example. I'm just going to look at these players. It just doesn't look like any of these guys look like good plays. I don't think I need to play anybody from Orlando. That's for openers. I don't think I need to play anybody from Detroit. I might need to play. So these guys have got to stay in my pool. Phoenix. I could play Ayton. I could play Bridges. I could play most of these guys. I can even play a Kogi if I want. Imagine Damian Lee getting there off the bench. Washington, I'll only play, if anybody, Rui. Monty Morris, I guess, makes sense. I mean, with Beal out, I presume he's going to play minutes. I'm just trying to do it this way. Atlanta. Okongwu, AJ Griffin, Collins, Bogdan, I still don't even know he's in. Jalen Johnson is showing up as a play now. So we don't even have Bogdan, News, or yeah, I don't. I think it's a putt, Jimmy, but I don't know how many lineups you're going to need to play to get to Okogie. I think you really need to play 50 lineups to get to him. Let me see if I can get a projection update here. They still have Trey in. I mean, what a joke site this is. I'm not going to say which one it is. I mean, that could tide us over until 8 at least, right? Minnesota, I think the only guys I want to play are Reed, I think, right? I think Reed would really be the only one I would want to play. And then on New Orleans, probably nobody, right? Milwaukee, Giannis, and then all that value, right? Between Connaughton, Grayson Allen, so all those guys. Chicago, Drummond's going to look like a play again. I can't do it, though. But all these other guys are probably going to be good enough. Dragic, really? Chicago, I guess, okay. Utah, the only guy I would get is some Conley. And Golden State, you could play a lot of guys. You could play Kuminga, Poole. You could play Draymond if he plays. DiVincenzo if he plays. We don't even know. It's the question of what lineups I want to build right now, pending. I mean, we're waiting on starters from Atlanta, right? So how do we get past the 7 o'clock games? Well, I could play. That's what we're going to do. We're going to build lineups, and what we're going to do is we're going to change. We're going to, instead of doing that, we're going to exclude all out. Then we're going to go back into Atlanta, and we're going to change all the Atlantas. Change all the Atlantas. Jalen Johnson is getting a big projection. I don't know why, but Jalen Johnson's getting a projection. I don't even know if he's in. Bogdan, we don't know if he's in. Right? So all this stuff. Miami, change the Miami one. So Miami, we're going to change Miami. Guess Oladipo, we'll keep him in. I guess Oladipo makes sense to some degree. Minnesota. We're gonna reset these projections. Gobert is looking like a good play. Or a better play, at least. I have to redo Chicago because they didn't update them either. AJ Griffin, he's gonna be a play? I don't think I can get to Dragic. I just can't play everybody. See what kind of projection I'm getting out of what's his name? Javon Carter, after all. I guess this all makes sense. So So if I build a lineup and no Orlando's, and with Detroit, we'll only make ourselves. I don't want to play Alec Burks though. I think that's I don't like that. We'll leave all these available though. And with Phoenix, I guess we'll make ourselves available to all of them. With Washington, I think I really only want to play Hachimura. Maybe Avdia if I get to him. Delon Wright, you can play him? I don't think I want to do that. Atlanta side, I don't care. Lakers side, I don't care. Miami side, I don't care. So what do I get if I build this way? And again, I like to put stuff off as much as possible to that Sacramento game. So right now, I get a bunch of Giannis, Kuminga. Ugh, this AJ Griffin play is going to be the death of me, I think. And I really don't think I want to play Andre Drummond. These are guys I'm just Xing. I really want to play AJ Griffin. Is that really what this has come down to? I really want to play the Detroit guys too. Alec Burks, really? Kuminga, Connaughton. I guess Stewart's a little better. Maybe we're just not supposed to play Detroit. This is all very confusing. All right, I'm going to get going. Demi's on a minute.